Jim Caviezel was actually whipped while filming The Passion of the Christ. Like, not staged, not special effects. The whip missed its mark, it wrapped around his side, and it tore into his skin. A 14-inch gash. Real blood. Real pain. In fact, the pain was so excruciating, he said, it took my breath away, and then I screamed like a lion. It made headlines because it felt so real. But that was an infinitesimal fraction of what Jesus actually endured. You see, the cross wasn't just execution. It was perfected torture. The Romans didn't just kill. They engineered suffering. Public, slow, humiliating. Jesus was scourged 39 times with a weapon designed to rip flesh apart, leather straps embedded with metal and bone. He was beaten so badly, he didn't even look human. Then mocked and spit on, crowned with inch-long thorns, forced to carry the very beam that he would eventually be nailed to. Already half dead as he stumbled through the streets, dragged to the place where they would hang him. Bloodied, humiliated, exposed, not just to die, but to suffer slowly, to suffocate in the sun while the world watched on and jeered at him. And yet, as horrific as all that was, it wasn't the worst part. The whip, the nails, the crown of thorns, they were unbearable, but they weren't the deepest pain. The real agony didn't come from what man did to him. It came from an infinitely greater weight that he would have to carry. Not just the punishment of Rome, but the judgment of heaven. You see, the night before in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus wasn't sweating blood because of the physical pain that would be relentlessly inflicted on his body. It was something much more terrifying that caused him to tremble, something no one else could see. When he prayed, "Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass from me," that cup wasn't death. It was the full weight of all of humanity's sin that would soon crush him. All of it. Yours. Mine. I mean, just think about that. Like, when I look at my own life, the pride, the selfishness, the hurt and brokenness that I've caused throughout my lifetime, it's already overwhelming for me to think about. Like, I can't fathom when I think of the rest of the world and every life that's ever lived, every sin that's ever been committed, every wound that has been inflicted, the things that we don't like to even speak out loud: genocide, human trafficking, rape, children abused and molested, lives pointlessly stolen by violence and murder. All the evil that makes us cry out, someone has to pay for this. And Jesus stepped forward and said, "I will." The crushing weight of humanity's darkest moments, all on his shoulders. That's what the cross was. Not just pain, but punishment. Not just death, but judgment. And he willingly chose to bear it. He wouldn't just carry it, he would become it. 2 Corinthians 5 says, "He who knew no sin became sin, so that we might become the righteousness of God." The perfect creator of the universe made sin. And for the first time in eternity, he would be separated from the Father, forsaken, alone. That was the anguish. That was the weight. That was the true cost. The perfectly holy Son of God treated like he had done everything wrong, so that you and I could be treated like we had done everything right. That's what sets him apart. Because, people have endured torture before, some even for noble causes that they believed in, but no one else has ever or could ever stand under the full weight of all sin. He was crushed so we could be clean, abandoned so that we could be accepted, punished so we could be free, This wasn't just a martyr dying for a cause. This was a holy and perfect king laying down his life for vile rebels. A savior absorbing the judgment that was meant for you and me. And so, yeah, the physical suffering, it mattered. It was brutal and it was graphic and it was heart-wrenching. But the deepest pain came from the wounds that couldn't be seen. I mean, that's why he's not just a story in history. He's not just a symbol. He is the Savior, worthy of our worship, our surrender, our everything, and worthy to be crowned as King over all.